little did we know that he was actually in danger. It's Charlie. Welcome back to my channel. I do apologise the way I sound. I feel good out with a cold. And I'm running on like literally about 4 hours sleep. Because yesterday I drank like literally too many like cups of coffee. So it was like gone 2 o'clock this morning when I went to sleep, and then I was back up then about 6 o'clock with little man. So I do apologise if I look tired. I sound like I've got a cold coming. I feel a little bunged up. But yeah, I'm gonna stop moaning of how I feel and get on with today's video. Now, today's video is about us, like my experience with having two, like it's another story time basically, and it's our story of how that we've had two of our babies have been in neonatal. I'm just like obviously want to share that with you. Like I've never shared it before. Toby, our 4-year-old, he was in neonatal. But we're very lucky with him, but I'll get into that more in the video. And then obviously baby boy that we had in April, he was in there as well. Now, a bit of the backstory. Obviously, with our 4-year-old, it was our first pregnancy, minus the morning sickness. You know, everything was going great. Now, then, basically, this is how I kind of knew, in a way, you know, something was wrong with my body, that, you know, there's got to be a reason to why I got to 30 weeks with him. You know, it's meant to be my first pregnancy. You know, I'm not saying it's all meant to be like smooth sailing, but like I thought, oh, it's alright, I've just got morning sickness, that'll go and I'll have a happy, healthy pregnancy. Well, that wasn't the case, because I got to 30 weeks and the same again as obviously yesterday's story time, like I said, obviously with baby boy, that, you know, he stopped moving. Now, this, I'm basically here, I'm talking about my 4-year-old, and then I'll move on to baby boy, like his journey in there. But I thought I'd rather combine them and in our journey for both of them into one video, so it just saves me remaking the same video. Now, yeah, so with Toby, he was our firstborn, got to 30 weeks, had no symptoms, but he stopped moving, and same again, I was backwards and forwards at the hospital, same kind of routine, apart from, little did we know that he was actually in danger, but they didn't believe us. Like, it took them forever to believe us, until obviously I had enough and I said, I am not leaving this hospital till you do something, because I knew, trust like your mother's instinct, guys. If you yourself, or you know someone that's pregnant and you know something isn't right with your baby or their baby, and they're telling you what's not right with their baby, like their baby's movement patterns have either slowed down, increased, or none, get checked out. It doesn't matter if you're being a pain to them. That's what we felt. We thought we were being a pain because we were constantly going up there. Now, I'm glad I kept going up there, because the scenario when he was born, I might not even be in the situation to make this story right now. Like, now, we kept going up and up, and basically They tried to make out, because it was our first baby, like we was paranoid. It's just first, look, because it's our first baby, so what do we know? But I knew to go with my gut that something was wrong. But obviously little did we know that he was, like I said, in danger. There was very little movement. Like some days I'll get a couple of movements. Some days he'd be active. Then some days I'd get nothing. To the point that when we had a scan, basically it showed he was distressed. Now, and he wasn't moving. Then obviously obviously we went up there. I was like, I'm not moving now till you do something about it, because we're not going to keep repeating ourselves and keep coming up here and you making us feel like we're paranoid. Like, we're not doing it. It's like really male midwife, but he kind of didn't seem like he knew what he was doing, and he wasn't listening. Obviously, till Day basically like piped up and basically said, like, you know, we're not leaving here, mate, till, you know, you do something. Little did we know that we'd go through all the induction. His heartbeat kept dropping. He was pretty much in serious danger at this point. My like heart rate and everything was dropping. Everything was just going wrong during the induction and the whole labour itself. Now, obviously when we refused to go, they obviously that night they induced me. Obviously with my first baby, it took a bit longer. So they induced me that night. Obviously we refused to think it, because obviously they listened to I got someone else's opinion and they listened to our concerns. So I can't thank them enough for that. But if it wasn't for them in that hospital in the first place, pretty much doubting us and making me out like I'm some paranoid parent, we wouldn't have had the situation we had. But they didn't seem to care. Like, when we was saying that, you know, he's not moving, obviously at this point, we're in induction, you know, I've had the gels, you know, like the 2 nights, but the gels was affecting Toby's heart rate and like his movements and stuff. Basically, I got induced that night. Then it come to 4 o'clock the next morning. I got induced on the 13th of June 2015. And it come to 4 o'clock in the morning on the 14th of June 2015. 4 o'clock in the morning they decided they was going to break my waters. Just generally because he was in that much distress. That there wasn't no point continuing with the gel. Now, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. Obviously I called Dave back. Like, you know, they're breaking my waters now. So before they broke my waters, obviously I called Dave and got Dave to come back. Dave was back. They broke my waters at 4. And by 5 o'clock in the morning, I didn't no longer want Dave. I wanted my mum. Now, so 5 o'clock in the morning, my mum comes to join us. So, thanks mum. Like, you're a star. Like, if it wasn't for my mum and Dave at that particular point, mainly my mum, like, Dave was just as scared as I was. But it wasn't for my mum, like, guiding us both there, like, through it. I don't think we would have coped as well. Obviously, I'm like, I'm in that much pain and distress and, like, whatnot, stressing. So it wasn't helping, because even, like, my blood, like, my heart rate was going, like, sky high, and then it was going, like, too low. You know, because I'm stressing that, you know, something's wrong with my baby. Because obviously before I had the gas and air, I was listening to what they were saying. Now, and obviously I heard them say, he's in distress, we need to try and hurry this induction along now and get him, like, born. So, anyway, I was on gas and air. I was in that much pain. I was like, I can't do it. And I was like, Charlie, you got no choice. You're gonna have to do it. There's no going back now. And then obviously at the time, like, I was like, there's loads of time to go back. but like obviously in reality there were no go back. He was coming whether we liked it or not. Now then obviously they got too much, and then I had pethidine, where they they inject something. I don't know what they inject it into your legs, I think it is. Well, she jabbed it in my leg anyway, so I don't know if it's meant to go there, but that's where she jabbed it. But she proper jabbed it in my leg. So like, you know, if I'm already in enough pain already, the woman like jabbed that in my leg. Now, obviously at this point then I'm out of it. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. And then this is where like the scary part happened, because obviously his heart rate just went, like there was no heart rate, and then obviously literally had like, I looked like over my eyes from like obviously like having a puff of the gas and air over my eyes, and literally the whole room's full of doctors plus the midwives. Now literally I was like to mum, what's going on, like, you know, like 1 minute, you know, it's just midwives and my mum and dad, and then next minute I have Wells, and there's literally the whole room's full of doctors and like nurses and stuff and neonatal people. And obviously at this point, because I'm that out of it, I don't know what's going on. I didn't know that, you know, his heart rate wasn't no longer there. I didn't know that. And then obviously I had to be cut. You know, TMI, I had to be cut. And then obviously I obviously gave birth to him. To find out, his cord was wrapped around his neck twice, very tight, which was restricting him from 1, moving, 2, breathing. He's literally the cord was strangling him. Like, the cord was that long, it was like wrapped around twice, and it was strangling him. So it was literally cut all his oxygen. So he wasn't breathing. Obviously, I gave birth to him. They took him straight away. Like, there weren't no skin to skin with Toby. Like, they took him straight away. Obviously, at this point, I'm still out of it, so I don't really know what's going on. And I looked over, I was like, is he okay? And I could see them all, like, panicking, like, because he wasn't breathing. Basically, what I'm trying to say with Toby's journey is we are very lucky that we trusted our gut, that he's here today. You know, and nothing serious happened to me and him, but mainly Toby. Yeah, I lost loads of blood with him, so that also put me in danger. But the only thing I was concerned about was Toby. Like, there weren't no anything else about it. So obviously they were all working on him and whatnot, and then obviously they managed to get him breathing again. But I think it took them a good couple of minutes before they got him breathing again. And obviously I was panicking at this point. I'm like, what's wrong with him? Like, crying my eyes out, like. And my mum's like there trying to assure me, like, you know, he's fine, child. Like, like, you know. And then obviously they had to get to neonatal. Then he was all hooked up to. Then I couldn't see him for like. I didn't see Toby till 8 hours after I delivered him. So I got to go back up to the ward. I was on a catheter, stuff like that. Obviously I had my mum, my dad, my sister, and like, you know, I had everyone around me that I needed basically at the time. Now, like, this is like just where I'm extremely grateful that I had that support around me, because I didn't know how to cope. Now, it makes me upset, like, talking about it, just for the fact that, like, you know, I nearly lost him. Now, like, but yeah, I'm lucky he's here. He went to neonatal. He was all hooked up. Seeing him 8 hours. They managed to. I demanded then, like, after 8 hours, once everyone went, it was just me and Day. Because obviously Day took, like, my mum turned into neonatal, my dad turned into neonatal and stuff. And obviously they took pictures for me and stuff like that. When Day took my dad and my sister down to look at him, my mum stayed with me to comfort me, like. And then obviously they swapped. But yeah, and then obviously once Day went, because obviously it was a long thing, because obviously from 4 o'clock my water was getting broke till 11 in the morning when he was born. You know, it's a long, like, the whole just long thing. So my mum was extremely tired, as you can imagine. My dad's hardly slept then from 5 onwards, because he's like stressing about me, stressing about Toby, like. And then basically they went. It's 8 hours after, and I basically said today, I was like, get me a wheelchair, like, I want to go see my baby. And obviously I had to go with catheter and everything. Like, so they let me do that. Like they helped. Someone took me down in a wheelchair every day. Helped me obviously get off the bed into the wheelchair, and you know, same as obviously when I went back onto the ward. And I went and seen him, and he's all hooked up to these wires. You know, he needed that to breathe at first, and like, now looking back, we are extremely lucky. You know, but luckily he's a healthy 4-year-old now. He was in neonatal. Considering all he went through, he was only in neonatal for 3 days. Now, I know some babies, you know, that's a short time. But I know some of people that, you know, I know there's other people out there that their babies have been there for weeks, months. You know, so we're extremely lucky that he was only in there for 3 days after all we went through. But that was basically the background to Toby's, like, what happened with Toby. The fact that, like, you know, we nearly lost him. Like, we're lucky now that he's a healthy 4-year-old and we've still got him. Now, later then did we know, 2 years on, we'd get pregnant again, have another baby. Yes, she was born early at 36 weeks, but she didn't need help. Like, she was all, apart from jaundice, she was all healthy, Amelia Rose was, even though she was born at 36 weeks. And Toby was born at 37 weeks. So, but I think it's just generally because the cord was wrapped around his neck twice and, like, dead tight. Like, you know, it stopped him from breathing. That's probably the only reason. But I think, you know, if he was died of oxygen any longer than he was, he wouldn't. And I didn't go when I did. I don't think he'd be here today. But yeah, Amelia Rose, she was born at 36 weeks. She was healthy. We literally stayed in hospital for like 2 nights with her. Then obviously they let us go then, normal. She didn't need, like, she just needed some antibiotics for her blood sugars. That was literally all that was wrong with her, was her blood sugars levels was low. That's why they asked if I had diabetes with her, but I didn't have nothing. But it's generally probably because I craved fizzy pop. Like, I had cans of Coke after cans of Coke. But that's probably down to me that her blood sugars was low. Obviously once she was born, because she was no longer receiving that amount of caffeine, which I feel dead guilty for, but literally I craved it. Now, moving on to baby boy, 2 years on again. Obviously did the test for you, so if you wanna, I'll link it in the card. Basically, 2 years on, got pregnant again with our 3rd baby. Now, we should have known that we shouldn't have probably got pregnant again. that I wouldn't change my kids for the world, but my body cannot carry full term. Every time I get to 30 weeks, my body rejects the pregnancy. That's what happened with Toby. That's what happened with Amelia. My body rejected them after once I got to 30 weeks. So it kind of sends my body into shutdown mode. Now, obviously we got pregnant. Everything was fine. We just had morning sickness. You know, thought everything thingy. I had my placenta was in front, so we didn't really feel the kicks. Where I didn't have that with the others. Like I always felt their kicks. That's obviously how I knew something was wrong with it, like with them. But with baby boy, because when I said it was in front, I didn't know what if that was the case to why I'm not feeding him and stuff like that. Now, same again, apart from earlier this time, from 28 weeks, basically my body rejected the pregnancy from 28 weeks. Then, went to hospital. We had growth scans, normal scans, and stuff like that. I had a liver condition that you get during pregnancy, obstetric colitis or whatever it's called. I'll insert the name. But yeah, got that with him. So basically my liver was pretty much shutting down. My placenta was pretty much giving up. You know, and every time we went for growth scans, he was going off the charts. So, and obviously he wasn't moving, was repeatedly going up there. There was just always something wrong. Like, when we did a urine sample, there was always something coming wrong back in that. On the monitor, he was hardly moving. His growth was going, like, off the chart. He wasn't growing where he should have been. Now, then, obviously, it's like, well, we've got that risk if we bring him too early, then there was always going to be neonatal. Oh, it doesn't matter when you bring him, he can still end up in there if he's not, like, you know, he's not growing properly, or, you know, I can't feel him move and stuff. And they kept trying to blame my placenta. Like, and I'm like, don't do this to me again. Like, please don't do that to me again. I can't, like, physically cope you doing that to me again. Like, listen to me. It's happened to me before. He's not moving. Don't blame the placenta. And they just weren't listening. And I had to stand my ground again with them. I was like, I'm not leaving now, like, till you do something. And then obviously I got to 34 weeks on April Fool's Day. I was 34 weeks and 6 days on April Fool's Day. In April, obviously 2019. Then they basically, obviously I went for my growth scan then as well. Like I did say that in yesterday's video. I went for my growth scan. His growth was still going off. He weren't moving to where they weren't moving at all on their scan. And no matter how much they tried to, like, wiggle him, he just wasn't moving. Now, then, obviously I went back, got weighted. Then they basically waited for them to confirm whatever on the scan on their computer. Then the doctor came over to me. He's like, basically, we're inducing you because you and, like, the baby is at risk. If he stays in there, it's safer for him to be born than it is for you to carry on with the pregnancy. So we carried on with the pregnancy. Like, we got to 34 weeks. Obviously, we got induced. That sorted the other kids out, but the same again. Lincoln Thomas was born, and then he basically was on me for skin to skin. So he was on me for 2 seconds, and then he got took away. As soon as I gave birth, all the neonatal people was in the room, ready to basically take him. They did what they needed to do. Obviously, they told me everything's okay. He's crying, like, you know, but he just needs help breathing. I had steroid injections to help his lungs. And then they took him. But Then I had some toast. The woman come back to me, was eating my toast. And obviously told me how much he weighed and kind of the whole situation, what was going on with him, and you know why he's ended up there and stuff like that. Basically to help him breathe, and obviously get stronger. Then I got up, had a shower, got all clean, got into a fresh pyjamas and my dressing gown and my slippers, and then basically they got me a wheelchair and like they wheeled me to go and see him sooner than what I got to see Toby. So I was happy about that. It just really like emotional, like seeing him there with all the wires like on him. Now it's horrible. Like, she just felt helpless. And I could hold him for the first day. Same with Toby, I couldn't hold him either for the first day. Like, all you can do is put your hands in the incubator, like, and you know, and touch the hands and stuff like that. The only thing baby boy had different to Toby was he had one of them octopus, knitted octopuses. It's an octo friend for preemie babies. Now, that's the only difference between that. He had that, and some little blankets that we could keep switching. So I kept doing that. Like, I'd have one, put my scent on it for him, he'd, like, you know, and vice versa. But, yeah, and he was in there from the Tuesday to the Saturday. So, obviously, yeah, a short period again. But he just proved everyone wrong. Like, you know, I don't know what it is with my body. I never will get them answers because I'm never putting myself through it again. But yeah, I'm gonna end that here, guys. If you want to know a little bit more about the what it's like to have children in neonatal, then please let me know. If my comments are disabled, I'm going to try and see what I can do. I'm going to link the family Instagram in the description, so always message me on there or comment on there, let me know what you think of the video. But yeah, I'm going to go, guys, before I get any more emotional, and I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.